lost in a place that takes space, that's dark and deranged with no mistakes. It's hate that rapes my brain. I'm enraged with hate, now I feel unsafe. So dark in my mind that my roof plays addict. Dark space with limited range like an addict. When I was 9, I thought all the time my stomach touched my spine that I finally had it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Lil Man Reacts. This is something I've been wanting to touch on because I grew up in this era during No Limit. I remember when No Limit used to drop every week. I remember I got in trouble stealing a No Limit album back in the day because they was dropping them all the time. So I'm going to talk about this verses a little bit. And where I got it, fast forward to, of course, you probably already know. I'm going to tell you right now, 100%. I think No Limit killed it, and maybe that's because I'm biased and I like No Limit. I grew up on Master P, on the Ice Cream Man, 99 Ways to Die, The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me. You know, the TRU albums. What's that one song that goes, today I had an half an ounce, tomorrow I have a key, but if you trying to get some ice cream, won't you call me? Won't you beat me? Look out the window. It must be the giddy first of the month, because everybody in the ghetto smiling and dressed up. You know, that's the kind I grew up off P, man. Cash Money come through, and Cash Money did their thing. Hot Boys was dope. That Guerrilla Warfare album came out and I liked it. You know, I liked Baller Block, and the movie was really, really dope. You know, Birdman, Manny Fresh, you know, the Still Fly song was really dope as well. BG was my favorite out of all of them. I know you guys, like, a lot of people probably say Wayne's their favorite. BG was always my favorite. I felt like BG was the realest. But that when that 400 Degrees came out, nobody was touching. I think I've owned 400 Degrees like a million times. My favorite song was that Wayne verse when he's, what did he say? If you ain't got a strap, but your enemy got one, you better run for it. He goes, I be in all black sometimes. Sometimes I be jumping out eating camouflage. Me and Juvenile got 2 keys. We about to ride. Boys playing with the up, well, they gotta die. You know, that to me is like one of my favorite songs like ever. And I love that. But No Limit for me. But I want to jump into this because I felt like the energy that Birdman was putting off on this whole thing. I know it's hip hop and I know it's back and forth, but I felt like he wasn't engaged to really what was going on. I feel like Birdman was trying to create conflict. Like, you know, shouting out NBA Youngboy in the middle of it. It had nothing to do with Cash Money. We're talking old school, but he's bringing something new in, you know what I mean? And I felt like that was kind of disrespectful in a way. I felt like, you know, he was trying to flip the situation into something it wasn't. I don't know what the intention was behind it. You see Manny Fresh, I think it was, ripped the microphone out of his hand at one point in time. We're going to get into that. But let's jump into this, man, and watch this clip real quick.
One stunner, nigga, stop playing. Let's keep it going. The biggest. Hold up, man. The biggest. I gotta give it to Birdman. He started that stunting shit. You know I started that stunt shit, nigga. Well, guess what, nigga? I was uptown too, and I started that what careless young. Huh?
Yeah. I feel like P set him up. P did him dirty right there. I ain't gonna lie. You know, he kind of played himself. Birdman played himself. You could tell he was getting ready to come at him, and you see Manny Fresh take that out of his hand. You knew it was getting ready to get serious there, man. Let's go.
Birdman, he started that stunting shit. You know I started that stunt shit, nigga. Well, guess what, nigga? I was uptown too, and I started that what careless young. Huh? Yeah. Where y'all at?
I could never turn my back, nigga. Never. I could never forget where I came from. Master C.
Where y'all at?
Native of New Orleans, young man. I didn't know you with California. Put them on the map. Put them up.
Where y'all at?
Where you from? Check out some of this down south shit, though, nigga.
You body, I'm body. If you body, we say you body. I represent where them killers at. Third Wall, Kelly, your project, we got our own thing. It's a small hood, but it's all good.
And Mr. Rogers ain't got shit up on my neighborhood. I represent number cheese. From Richmond, California, all the way back to New Orleans. That married the capital of the world, so fool, watch your back. The mighty crowd look good, but some tourists don't make it back. And niggas ain't dripping on your life, chick. They ready to take your ass out before that count. 1, 2, 3. So give me your gold chain. What about your gold ring? Bitch from down south, quick to put you in that body slam. I mean that body can.
And that's another thing, man. I seen a lot of people hating on Boz coming out there without his shirt. Man, you ain't been watching No Limit. You ain't been watching No Limit. At the way that this versus went and the way that they cut it short, they should have just put on a concert. Because Cash Money, hang on, let's.
What about a body bag? You ain't think quick, that's why you on your ass. And niggas starting perpetrating dog and shit. You go to the projects, you might get your head split. Niggas look crazy, wanna pour water. You better not fuck with them fools that is gone on that water. I mean that clicker juice, formaldehyde. Whatever you wanna do, they picking cigarettes to get high. Buy some alcohol, niggas don't even give a fuck. They leave you stuck in that motherfucking black truck. Break you off like some motherfucking Japanese. Ain't no love in this hood, ain't no love for cheese. And these niggas killing bitches too. And these bitches and them niggas, they don't give a fuck about you. You gotta be body. Cause I'm body. Girl, walk, tell your project, you know we body. Mirror, Craig.
All right, there we go. We're going to stop that there. I love that, man. I feel like P came in victorious here. I felt like the versus was over here. And let me explain. Because Cash Money is a force to be reckoned with. Cash Money is a top tier. We love Cash Money. Now, the people in the comments that get on the comments and, you know, of stuff saying that Cash Money won this, you are totally in denial because there's no possible way, because this wasn't Cash Money. Now, this was Mannie Fresh, this was Juvenile, this was BG, this was Birdman. Okay, we didn't have no Wayne, we didn't have no Turk, and they relied heavily on Juvenile to keep it afloat, right? So we didn't get a fair playing field of the most. And you could say that about No Limit. We didn't get Mystical. We didn't have C Murder. We didn't have Magic. We didn't have Fiend. We didn't even get into Crazy being able to come out. You know what I mean? And he was a big part of the 504 boys. So it really wasn't a full, thing. And then you got Mercedes. She kind of went off because, she wasn't invited out to perform the song. I Can Tell with Mac, which is a whole different thing, because I feel like if I look up that song, I'm looking up Mac, because that's, the verse that I remember. But hands down, I was No Limit the whole way. I was No Limit before. I'm No Limit after. I'm No Limit forever. You know what I mean? I got probably every No Limit album, because I just grew up during that era, man. You had to be getting them jewel cases and plastic cases of different colors, opening them up, and the diamonds in the font. It really built who I am. You know what I mean? So, Master P to me is just like phenomenal, just because I just love the sound. You know what I mean? Ghetto Dope. Everybody had Ghetto D. If you didn't have Ghetto D, then I don't know what you was doing in the 90s, bro, because Ghetto D was... y'all live for bitches and blunts. We live for weed and money. I scream the riches. Tag teaming with bitches. 96 and went gold. Haters thought we were finished. 97 went platinum. Now they screaming No Limit. You know what I mean? If you wasn't there, bro, I still listen to Ghetto D every time I hop in the car. It just Master P, that he had that real, that realness that I was living, the realness, going through the streets. You might not believe it, but the way that I was going through the streets, man, Master P was like the soundtrack to my life, man, so definitely, I love P, The Last Don, even Game Face. I know Game Face gets a lot of hate, but, I feel like if you're a true P fan, you're going to listen to all of it, you know what I'm saying? Even the 504 boys, even the album with Tight Whips on it, you know what I'm saying? I got that too. Silk the Shocker, a lot of people give Silk the Shocker, Made Men is one of my favorite albums by Silk the Shocker. But anyways, we're getting back to this versus. They came hard, you know, Juvenile straight out the gate. Juvenile's 400 Degrees can hold a lot of weight to a lot of Master P albums, and I'm not going to lie to you and say it doesn't, because 400 Degrees to me is a high ranking album that I put up pretty high. So I was kind of worried, you know, a little bit there, but when we jump into like Break 'Em Off, something, No Limit Soldiers, you know what I mean? It's just a whole different, it's a whole different monster, man. You know what I mean? Look at everybody on the No Limit side. Together, they all match, they're coming out, the energy's there. All you got on the Cash Money side is Manny Fresh smiling, say, y'all ready? And then, you know, Juvenile and BG kind of going out. It just felt like it wasn't prepared. They just kind of showed up and they expected, you know, the newer generation to rock with Cash Money, which a lot probably will. And that's okay, because if that's your preferred favorite, that you're gonna go with. But I really feel like Birdman tried to turn this versus into something that it shouldn't have been. I feel like that's why P left at the end. He didn't even turn around. Like when they said, P, where you at? What you got to say? I feel like he walked out. When they brought Snoop Dogg out for that last song, I knew it was done. They did a weird thing and played a Millie without Lil Wayne there. That was, I don't know what that was about. And then they just tried to sneak in real quick, Back That Ass Up, which is a top hit by Juvenile. But as far as this whole thing goes versus, I loved it. It was great for the culture. It was great for hip hop. It was great for everybody that, you know, was a part of these generations when No Limit was putting out an album every week. Master P, you know how they do that there. They Young Bleed, they said he's in critical condition, so prayers up for him. Master P, you know, Down South Hustlers, West Coast Bad Boys, just everything that he did, you know, I was highly involved in, like, as a fan, you know what I mean? So, you know, I wanted that No Limit tank. I wanted that No Limit tank in the 90s. And it just got better. Game Face, what is there? Certified D-Boy. There was a couple TRU albums. C Murder, Trapped in Crime. If C Murder would have been there, it'd have been done. C Murder is, I love Master P. You know what I mean? I remember Ice Cream Man hit the block, dressed in white with a pair of bows, pocket full of stones, 2 G's in China, lose these hoes. I probably said the lyrics wrong. And the cash coming in, cause it's the first of the month. Fiends on my page like I'm trying to take these fools to lunch. You know what I'm saying? It just was a whole different monster, guys. This is just my opinion. My opinion, No Limit won. Tell me what you think down in the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Down in the comments. Where we going, guys?